Hello and welcome back to the Kitchen Club. In today's video, we are going to see how I have organized my kids' closet. So I have two kids aged 9 and 5 and they are big enough to get dressed on their own. So they are totally in charge of their closet. So as you can see, this is not a very big closet but good enough for my kids' dresses and outfits. And there are three main things that I keep in mind when I organize this. The very first thing is I try to keep it simple, not making it very complicated. It should be very easy for the kids to handle. Point number two, I like to categorize the similar kind of outfits and accessories together and place in the same place all the time, so that if my girl wants to find out where her skirt is, she knows exactly where to look for, and if my boy wants to fetch his PJ, he knows where exactly he can find that. Point number three, and probably the most important one, I have tried to use different kinds of organizers that make arranging and fetching clothes much easier for the kids, so that they understand the importance of being organized and they also find it easier, so that they want to adopt and carry it on further in their lives. So as you can see, this closet has two sections, one section which has shelves completely and the other one that has the hanging rail. So what I do is I use the shelves for storing all the most frequently used outfits and accessories, while the other portion is used for storing party wears and special occasion outfits. And since these outfits are not that long, I have used the bottom portion for some storage as well. This closet is shared by my daughter and son, both of them. So the bottom two shelves are dedicated for my little girl's dresses and outfits, and the above two ones are for my 9-year-old son. And the topmost, where you can see these two organizers, are meant for keeping some common outfits and accessories. I'll show you later on what it is. So let's start with my girl's two shelves first of all. So the whole right hand side of this shelf is dedicated for the innerwears and the basic essentials. I keep this little basket for placing all her underwears together. So this is a long basket with little width, which makes it easier for me to stack each underwear on top of the other. So this makes sure that she doesn't mess up the whole thing when she's picking out one underwear. And just behind this basket, I have some more basic essentials all put together in this rectangular organizer to store her basic essentials like singlets, handkerchiefs and socks. Just next to it are her t-shirts and shorts. So the idea is that she can sit comfortably here and pick out all her basic essentials and her t-shirt and shorts very conveniently. I have used this organizer for storing all her t-shirts together. They are smaller in size, so I can put two in one row, but if you have bigger kids, you can just use it for storing one t-shirt in one row. So again, this is very easy to pick one out without disturbing all the others, and if she's not liking it, it is also convenient to put it back at the same place, again without creating a mess. And this organizer I'm using for placing all her shorts and trousers together. So again, the same thing, I find these organizers very comfortable and convenient for the kids, and that's the reason why I have it in my little ones shelves. And moving on to the next one. Again, there are three separate categories here. I have again used the same rectangular organizer to keep PJs in one of them, which she changes into after coming back from school. Then one for the skirts, all the matching tops and the t-shirts are below there. And then the other one for all her frocks and dresses. So those were the three categories. I try not to change the order and keep them like this to make it convenient again for the kids. Moving on to my son's shelves, this is again the same basket that I have used for placing his underwears over here, and just behind it are his basic essentials. The last one is the box with his school socks as well as his sports socks all placed there, and this one with his singlets and the bunions and the handkerchiefs. And right next to it are his PJs that he uses to change into after coming back from school. So I have placed the bottoms and the tops separately from each other. So he just picks up one bottom from the behind and one top from the front from here. Right next to it, I have used this desk organizer which has 4 separate compartments for keeping his accessories. So one compartment for keeping all his watches, one for his wristbands and the slapstick, and there is this coin box that he uses for keeping all his pocket money and the coins. And then in the shelf above it, I have all his clothes that he uses for outings and visits to his friend's house, play dates, etc. So I have this pile of his trousers and shorts, and this one for his t-shirts. So those were the dedicated separate areas for my daughter and son, and now moving on to the common shared areas. So as you can see, there are 2 big boxes. I use one of these boxes for keeping all their outfits, the costumes, the dedicated costumes for Halloween, the superhero costumes and the Christmas costumes and dresses like that. So this one is dedicated for that, and they share this box and place all their outfits together in here. And the other one is the sports basket, where I keep the sports outfit, the active wear for the kids over here, and also the swimming bags. Both of their swimming bags are in here with all the accessories put together. So after every visit to the swimming pool, I wash them, dry them and put them back in this box so that we can easily fetch them whenever we need it the next time. Now moving on to this area. So I use this hanging rail for hanging their school uniforms, formal dresses, outside party wears and their hats together. So in the left corner, it's my son's shirts and school uniform, and then it is followed by my daughter's party wear dresses and her school uniform, and then at the end I have this hanger which I use to hang their hats. And below the hanging rail, I have this desk organizer that I use for keeping all my daughter's accessories in here. The first one is meant for all her hair accessories like hair bands and hair clips and the rubber bands, elastic bands and things like that. And the next one has all her bracelets and bangles put together over here. The next one is all her necklaces, and the one below it are all her rarely used accessories, mostly used for parties and birthday parties, etc. And lastly, all her belts are put together in this particular drawer. And below it, I have these storage boxes. These 2 boxes are meant for keeping all her Indian wears and my son's Indian wears as well in separate boxes. I don't use them very frequently here in Australia, so I have just kept them in these boxes and I take it out as and when I need them. And just below these 2 boxes, I have these huge big boxes for keeping the off-season dresses. So it is currently summer here in Australia, so I have kept all the woolen clothes in there separately in the 2 boxes for my son and daughter. And when it is winter, I place all the summer dresses and the outfits in here, and I move all the woolens into the cupboards. And before I finish, few tips to remember. If we are using an organizer like this, it is better not to stack the outfits one over the other, but instead, in order to save space and store almost double the number of outfits, store them vertically like this. If you are not using any organizer but just want to stack one outfit over the other, then the collars or the neck sides of each shirt or the t-shirt should be in the opposite side of the other, just like this. This makes sure that the top is always flat and not bulging from one side. And the same goes with the trousers or the pants or the shorts as well. The top of the pants should be in the opposite direction to avoid any kind of bulge in the top, like this. And finally, in order to retain the shape of the outfits, it is a good idea to use smaller sizes of hangers for the kids' outfits, or use these hangers that come along with your kids' outfits. So that's all for today, friends. Hope you liked this video and found the ideas useful. If you did, do not forget to hit on the like button. Also share it with your friends and family and help me reach more people through this video. And subscribe to the Kitchen Club if you are watching me for the very first time. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.